Hello and welcome to the program. It's the last episode for the week. I'm Layo Olarinde. We begin in Mali, where the military leader, General Assimi Goïta, has been granted a 5-year presidential term by the transitional parliament, which is renewable without elections. The Junta leader, who has seized power twice, had promised the return to democracy last year, but that has not happened. The bill granting his new mandate says it could be renewed as many times as necessary and until Mali is pacified. The transitional bill was on Thursday unanimously approved by 131 members of the National Transitional Council, which is composed of 147 legislators. This clears General Assimi Goïta to lead the West African country until at least the year 2030. With many fearing the move could also lead to the repression of the opposition or dissenting opinions. The 41-year-old military leader was named transitional president after his last coup in 2021. At the time, he promised to hold elections the following year, but has since reneged in a blow to efforts to restore multi-party rule. Ethiopia says it has completed building a mega dam on the Blue Nile that has long been a source of tension with Egypt and Sudan. Launched in 2011 with a $4 billion budget, the dam is Africa's biggest hydroelectric plant and a major source of pride for Ethiopians. The country sees the dam as vital to meeting its energy needs, but Egypt and Sudan see it as threatening their water supply from the Nile River. In a statement announcing the completion of the project, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sought to reassure their neighbors downstream, Egypt and Sudan, saying the Renaissance Dam is not a threat, but a shared opportunity. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed Ghana's parliament in Accra, using his speech to outline plans to elevate bilateral relations to a comprehensive partnership while highlighting strong Indo-African ties and strategic coordination. Prime Minister Modi says the changing circumstances demand credible and effective reforms in global governance, and progress cannot come without giving voice to the global south. The Prime Minister also acknowledged Ghana's role in hosting the African Regional Meeting for the International Solar Alliance in September and reaffirmed India's commitment to supporting Africa's development agenda, specifically the African Union's Agenda 2063.
I recognize that the honorable member is itching to visit India, that I will not hold my pen from approving. My attention has been drawn to the fact that he's not alone, that he has a partner, and she.
Well, tributes continue to pour in for former Deputy President of South Africa, Mabuza, Didi Mabuza, or the Cat, as he was affectionately known, who passed away on Thursday at the age of 64 at Sandton Hospital. Mr. Mabuza served as Deputy President of the country from February 2018 to March 2023. He occupied many roles in politics before resigning as a Member of Parliament in 2023. He also served as Deputy President of the African National Congress. He has been hailed by those that have worked alongside him as a dedicated diplomat.
Born 25 August 1960 in Paula Trust, Brodal, Mpumalanga, David Mabuza matriculated from Kombola High School, trained as a math teacher at president since 2017 until 2022. Resigned in February 2023 and largely withdrew from public life, but later helped campaign for ANC in the 2024 national election.
Getting myself ready for the journey ahead. I'm still with the ANC for the longest time you can think of, until I retire. I've not retired, that's why I'm here. But you must know that I'm fit and sound and good. My health has improved.
ANC-NEC member Dr. Zweli Mkhize described him as a compatriot, freedom fighter, and leader who served with humility and conviction.
When we came to the conference, he worked very hard. He actually took people seriously. He went all out to talk to people, and he would network quite, widely. And he had his own approach to the politics, and that's why he would sometimes be called the cat.
Colleagues across the political spectrum offered condolences and respect.
He'll be remembered as a humble person who didn't always, seek the limelight for himself, as many a politician would love to do, but he was happy to give support to others to lead, including the current president. So I think we'll remember him and remember the historic role he played in South Africa in difficult times. And I think we'll remember those with the respect and the historic nature they deserve, especially as we gather on in time.
Mabuza died on the 3rd of July 2025 in a Sandton hospital in Johannesburg, aged 64. We say rest in power, David Dabete Mabuza. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Innocent Samosa, Channels Television News.
Oh, Innocent Samosa joins us now for more on this. Hello, Innocent. It's on a sad note that we're having this conversation. I know there had been concerns about the former deputy president's health. How are South Africans now reacting to the news of his passing? What's the mood like, in the country?
Yeah, a very good evening to you, colleague, and our viewers. A very somber moment, a somber mood in South Africa as we received the news of the passing of the former deputy president of South Africa, David Dabete Mabuza. And of course, I must say that this is a great loss for the country at large, and also the leadership of the African National Congress. I'm not sure whether or not some of the followers of the ANC understand the loss that they have incurred. I mean, this is someone who played a huge role in South Africa's political landscape. Of course, his head was surrounded with a lot of controversy in Mpumalanga when he was an MEC and also when he was the premier of that particular province. But by and large, this is someone who invested heavily with his resources to the African National Congress. For an example, you would know, colleague, that the ANC in some of the provinces, they don't own their offices. So this is someone who used his money to basically buy the offices of the African National Congress in Mpumalanga province. He also used his money to buy, bakkies for the Department of Education. Till to date, they're still using those bakkies. So this is someone who basically invested with his resources to the party. A great loss to the country, a great loss for the African National Congress. But I must say that he's been celebrated as somebody who contributed positively to South Africa's political landscape. Layo.
Indeed, he's played a significant role in the country. But what are some of the tributes, you've been hearing since his passing?
Yeah, in fact, Dr. Zweli Mkhize there, the former member, or should I say former Minister of Health in the country, and is also the NEC member of the African National Congress, he said that he will remember him with his political ideology and how he carries out his political style, because he would be labeled a cat because he would go and work and come back with results. And one of the political moments that I can recall, colleague, is the 2017 elections, where he was supposed to back Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma as faction. And at the 11th hour, he then told his constituency that we're going with unity. And at that time, unity was President Cyril Ramaphosa. So then that other faction, they felt betrayed by former Deputy President David Mabuza. And of course, when he gave his reasons, he said that it was important that they rebuild the African National Congress. He said that it was important that the renewal process of the ANC does realize the light of the day. But also, he mentioned, colleague, that he was central. In fact, when he was addressing the Youth League in UNISA, he was giving a keynote address. He said that he was central in those factions between the African National Congress. He said that the African National Congress, in fact, owes to the people of South Africa to apologize, because the factions, they really destroyed the country, and at large they destroyed the political landscape in the country. And he said that he was also central in that. He said that the African National Congress must go back to its roots. A great loss again to the country's political landscape, Layo.
And finally, any word yet on official plans for tribute or state funeral? What are you hearing from government or ANC leaders?
Yeah, indeed, no doubt this will be a state funeral. But what we heard from the presidency is just the message from the president, of condolences. We've not heard, in fact, in terms of how the preparations are going to be and where he's going to be laid. So the information around his funeral are still sketchy at the moment, colleague. But as soon as we get the information, we'll be able to give it to our viewers.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Innocent Samosa, our correspondent in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Thank you so much, colleague.
Well, Nigeria is also in mourning as President Bola Tinubu expresses great sadness at the passing of legendary Super Eagles goalkeeper Peter Rufai. He was 61. The president condoles with the Rufai family, friends and football enthusiasts at the demise of the goalkeeper, fondly called Dodo Mayana by his numerous fans and football lovers all over the country. President Tinubu notes that Peter Rufai would be remembered as one of those patriotic sportsmen who wrote their names in gold in the sporting annals of Nigeria and the African continent. Affectionately known as Dodo Mayana, he helped the Super Eagles of Nigeria win the Africa Cup of Nations in 1994 and also represented his nation at the FIFA World Cup in 1994 and 1998. Born in Lagos, Rufai enjoyed a stellar international career, earning 65 caps between 1983 and 1998. There you see him. The video you had just seen, he was with on our channel's Kids Cup back in the year 2017, trying to... There you go, with the chairman of Channels Media Group, John Momo. It was a beautiful one that year. We at Channels TV condole with the family and the rest of Nigeria on his passing. As part of efforts to protect the lives of students and learning environments in Lagos State, the Nigeria Police Force has launched the Safe School Protection Squad. Speaking at a two-day event, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Lagos and Ogun, Adegoke Fayoade, who represented the Inspector General of Police, explains that the program will better secure the lives of our future leaders.
According to Save the Children, between 2015 to date, an estimated 1,500 to 1,800 students have been abducted. Same year, Nigeria signed on the Safe School Declaration, committing to safeguard students, teachers and educational facilities from attacks. At this gathering in Lagos, the composition of attendees speaks volume. One could guess the topic of discussion. In attendance are very senior police officers and members of other security services, traditional and community leaders, clerics, academics and students.
Anyone who is well to do, as it were, in education would think.
They are here for the launch of the Stakeholders Forum on Security of Schools in Lagos State and training of the Schools Protection Squad.
Our very own Assistant Inspector General.
The Inspector General of Police is represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Lagos and Ogun State, Adegoke Fayoade. He highlights the commitments of the police in securing the students and their learning environment.
School insecurity is not only a breach of the right to education, it is a discrete threat to global peace and human capital development. It challenges the international commitment to Sustainable Development Goal 4 SDG, ensuring quality education, and Goal 16, promoting peace, justice, and strong institutions. Other global actors such as Israel and the United States of America, like Nigeria, scale up protection and are demonstrating proactive models that combine law enforcement, police innovation, and community engagement to fortify school safety.
The host Commissioner of Police, Olorundare Jimoh, and the Commissioner of Police in charge of the School Protection Squad, Abayomi Shogunle, highlights the need to secure the lives of our future leaders.
Your presence here today underscores our shared commitment and collaboration to safeguarding one of our most precious assets, that's our children, our schools, and their education. The theme for today's forum, strengthening security resilience and integration of host communities in the protection of schools, is more timely and very critical at this time than any other time.
I'm delighted to inform this gathering that the Nigerian Police Force now have a 24/7 functioning emergency center dedicated solely to responding to schools' emergencies. And the contact of this center is as seen at the back page of the program we are holding and also on our attendance tag on our neck.
The National Coordinator on Financing Safe Schools and the State Commissioner for Education speak on the need for collaboration at all levels for the success of the initiative.
In the pursuit of providing every child in Nigeria with a safe and nurturing educational environment, in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Betokun, has established a special squad dedicated for safe schools to enhance safety and security in school and host communities, and ensuring that collaboration is key in fostering secure learning spaces for our children and the future of our nation.
The Safe School Declaration document is a policy put in place to ensure that our school space are secured to protect the people's, students, staff personnel, and properties. It is our core duties and responsibility to entrench full protections that arises from external threats such as kidnapping, child trafficking, and communal clashes.
Lagos, as Nigeria's economic hub, is among 18 other states in Nigeria selected as pilot states to kick off the Safe School Initiative in Nigeria.
In a grand celebration of freedom and friendship, the United States marks its 249th Independence Day anniversary in Lagos, bringing together prominent figures from both nations and reaffirming the strong bilateral ties between the U.S. and Nigeria. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Acting U.S. Consul General Joe Erling Gorg delivered remarks emphasizing the significance of the U.S.-Nigeria relationship and expressing enthusiasm for future collaborations. On the 4th of July, the United States celebrates a major milestone, 249 years of independence. In Lagos, the U.S. consulate marked the occasion with a gathering that brought together government officials, business leaders, civil society representatives, and social media influencers, all celebrating the strong and growing ties between Nigeria and the United States.
Excellence and opportunity.
Acting U.S. Consul General Joe Erlin Gorg led the celebrations, reaffirming America's ongoing commitment to its relationship with Nigeria.
As we celebrate American independence, we also celebrate the enduring partnership with Nigeria, a partnership rooted in expanded economic opportunity, deepened commercial engagement, and long-term mutual prosperity.
The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, representing the Nigerian government, highlighted areas of mutual benefit between both countries.
It's critical to know that it's still all about commercial, partnership and growth, and I believe it's an opportunity for us as Nigerians as well to take the full opportunity, because what he's looking at, he's looking purely on the commercial side, and what business can we, create together. And you know that we are never lacking on creation. Our creative industry, our tourism industry, our young tech dynamic industry are some of the export that we also can take back.
Other dignitaries, including the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, are also in attendance, underscoring the importance of U.S.-Nigeria relationship.
It's a welcome development to celebrate July the 4th Independence Day. We've been celebrating it for a long time. This is how we do it, every year. So I'm happy that I'm here so that we can seal the good relationship between U.S. and Nigeria.
Guests were treated to an evening of music, food, and warm conversations. A relaxed, festive atmosphere that highlighted the cultural connection and shared values between both nations. As America celebrates 249 years of independence, tonight's event in Lagos serves as a reminder of the friendly ties between the United States and Nigeria, anchored in shared values, mutual respect, and a commitment to progress. From the U.S. Consul General residence in Lagos, Layo Olarinde, Channels Television News. And that's it on the program for today and for the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Layo Olarinde. Have a lovely weekend.